In 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we are with our first run of the day. This is a driver skills run. So the team has 1 minute to drive their robot around the field and score as many points as they can. Teams score points by placing those red balls into those 9 goals around the field and removing the blue ones. Teams get extra points if they complete a row with red balls on top, similar to tic-tac-toe. Then we take those scores and upload them to Vex World Skills Rankings to get a feel for where the teams stand. I think things are a little bit jammed up here on the outtake, but that's why teams get 3 runs. They'll have a few minutes to make changes and repairs before their next one. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes with their next run.
2, 1, go.
And Team 9888A starts their second driver skills run. Looks like that blue ball on the bottom right goal has jammed itself back in the corner. We'll see if they can get it free. It is a bit of a challenge with this year's field. For the first time this season, in addition to the robot skills runs, teams are going through a judging process. So throughout the season, teams have to document their process and their progress as they build and improve on these robots. Then they present that documentation and are interviewed by a panel of judges to determine some extra awards, including the highest award in the Vex Robotics competition, the Excellence Award, which recognizes a team whose documentation and robot performance is excellent. We'll be back again with another run in
2, 1, go.
We're back for the third and final driver skills challenge. Each team gets 3 driver skills challenges and 3 programming skills challenges. So we've only seen driver skills so far this morning, but programming skills, the robots are completely autonomous, using pre-written code and their own sets to bring in information about the world around them and score some points. It's like this time they managed to get that hood to pop up. We'll see if they can get that red ball to pop over the edge of the ring position. About 30 seconds left. Trying to add a little bit of momentum using their drivetrain to get it to pop up over. One of the things I tell my team, momentum will take you where traction can't. And we've got our first points of the morning. Got about 10 seconds left on the clock. Looks like they're going to go to the midfield to pick up another red ball and go to that far right corner. They've rolled another ball into their path. We'll see if they can, yes, they slide it out of the way. 3 seconds left. 2. And it looks like it didn't quite make it, but we'll take score. We'll be back with another run.
And in 3, 2, 1, start.
We're back with our first programming skills challenge of the day after a very quick field reset.
And that's it.
And they're going to cut that one off early. We'll be back in just a few minutes with our next team. Our next team is Team CAT-A-Strophic from Wood County Christian School. They're starting off with a programming skills run. This team has a background in First LEGO League, so they are no strangers to autonomous programming, and that background has led them to the current top programming skills score in the state of West Virginia, despite only starting a team about a month and a half ago. They're about halfway through their time. They're working down that right side of the field to the near side corner. They pop another red ball in, back up into the wall to realign. Looks like they have a couple of bumper switches on the backside of their robot there to let them know when they've aligned against that wall. About 15 seconds left as they put in another ball. They might be able to squeeze in one more. No, it looks like they're going to stop there. We'll take score and be back in a few minutes.
2, 1, go.
We're back with our next run. Their first programming skills run, they scored 65 points. They say that's their maximum right now, so they've switched over to driver control for their next one. Looks like they're following a similar path around the field to their programming skills run, starting in the top right corner, working their way down and across. Teams get bonus points for completing rows. So even though they're right next to that middle left goal, it looks like they are going to put it in. Now, in that case, they were closer to the center goal, but completing this row on the right gives them more points. So they're going to take a couple of extra seconds, come down to that far side of the field before moving back up to the top left corner. They've got about 10 seconds left, so they're moving a little bit faster than their programming skills run, despite a couple of fumbles. 5 seconds left. They might be able to squeeze in one more. Not quite, but we'll be back in just a few moments with another run.
2, 1.
And Team CAT-A-Strophic starts their second driver skills run. In their last run, they beat their season high score by 1 point. But there were a lot of opportunities for them to shave off a little more time and score a few more balls. It looks like this run's going, at least so far, a bit smoother than the last one, so they may improve on that score again. They're about halfway around the field with a little bit more than half of their time remaining. Making good use of those backboards to reduce the bounce outs. Looks like things went a little bit wide there. They got a little hung up on the wall, but they still have plenty of time. And as it stands, they've tied their last run, but they have an opportunity to put in at least one more, finish off a row, and get a big boost to their points. Still a few seconds left on the clock for them to recover from that bounce out. 3, 2, 1. We'll be back in a few minutes.
3, 2, 1, start.
We are back with Team CAT-A-Strophic's final run of the morning. They're going to start in that back right corner, work their way down and around, and they're hoping to get to that goal on the far end. But only the top score counts. They've already put up 2 solid runs, improved their overall score for the season.
Okay, plenty of time. Oh no, the motor!
Based on their comments, it sounds like their motors are a little bit warm, preventing it from getting enough torque to lift that ball up to the goal. So I think that is going to run out their time. But again, score of 66 from their earlier runs improves their standing. They secure their hold on the number 2.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back with the Gearheads from James Rumsey Technical Institute. They're starting off with a driver control run. Looks like they've lost a component there. Not sure if that's their battery or their radio. Definitely the battery. That's why you get 3 runs of each type. When things go wrong, only the top score counts.
Oh, that.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
And the Gearheads are back for their second driver-controlled run. Looks like they're off to a bit of a smoother start this time. They quickly move over to that center near side goal and pop the starting ball up over the top ring. They move to the left near corner. They've secured ball number 2. Move it up with that conveyor and also into scoring position.
Stop this, boys.
about half of their time left. That's plenty of time. They move to the far left side of the field, pick up another red ball. Looks like they're going for that far left corner. A little bit far away from the goal on that one, but they quickly secure another ball. Just going for the nearest available goal. 10 seconds or so. Take a few extra seconds to line this one up. You remove a red ball as time expires. Sorry, blue. We'll take score.
3, 2, 1, go.
And the Gearheads start off their third driver skills run. We move to that near side corner. Trying to secure their first ball. Looks like they have it. They're going to move into that hidden corner. Try and pop it up into the goal. Looks like it popped just over the backboard. They're going to move to the middle of the field. Quickly secure another ball and try again. This time they go for the bottom left corner. I think they're trying to pop out the bottom. Nope, just taking a second to align. This one rolls a bit oddly. About 10 seconds left. Another unfortunate bounce. 3 seconds left. We'll see if they can get one more in. And that is time.
2, 1, go.
And we're back with our next team. This is also from James Rumsey Technical Institute. This is my favorite team. Looks like they're going to load up a couple of red balls before moving into a scoring position. First ball pops up and in. They move over to the middle goal. And that is as well. I expect them to keep moving to the right, trying to complete a row. Using the wall to help acquire the ball so it can't roll away from them. That's some smart driving. About 15 seconds left. They're lined up. And that ball pops over the edge, completing the row. They're going to get quite a few points from that strategy. Ooh. And they have a side flipper that knocks out bottom blue balls to score points as well. And that is time. Take a few seconds to take score, and we'll be back with the next run in just a few moments.
3, 2, 1, go.
We're back for my favorite team's second driver skills run. We've secured that first ball. They're going to move over to the wall to pick up a second. Again, because the wall acts as a backstop, they can be a little bit quicker with that second ball. Now they're going to move to the bottom left corner and try and pop it up over into the goal. I don't have a great view of that, but I think they got both red balls over, and that ball rolls away without a backstop. They're going to move over to the wall and acquire their next game object. About 15 seconds left. This one pops out. Again, only the top scoring run counts for each team. Now they're going to use that flicker device to knock blue balls out. As time expires.
3, 2, 1, go.
And my favorite team starts off their third and final driver skills run. Quickly acquire the first two red balls. They're going to move down to the bottom left. It'll be interesting to see if they go for two in this goal or just one. Looks like just one. They're going to save the second one for that middle goal. Completing the row gets them more points than the second red ball in that first goal. This time it goes in quite easily. And they move over to the right-hand side to try and complete this first row. They've got plenty of time left. About 20 seconds. And they pop it in off the backboard. They've got about 12 seconds left. I expect they'll use their flicker device to knock out a couple of blue balls before their time expires. Get a couple of more points added to that score. About 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and they pop it out as time expires.
1, go.
And my favorite team is back with their first programming skills run. They've already today added about 20 points to their highest driver skills score. Anything they can score here with programming will also help improve their rank. They get the first red ball in. Plenty of time left, but I don't see any more motion. They might be done a little bit early.
Yeah, that's into our autonomous run.
And they're going to cut it off early. We'll see if they...
3, 2, 1, start.
And here we are with the second attempt at the second attempt. This time the timer starts properly. It looks like during that turn, one of the balls got drug across the tile and popped out, but they still have one in possession. That should be enough to pop it over. They get 1 point for that red ball, plus they've disrupted 3 blue rows, which gives them 6 points each for a total of 19. Currently, they've matched their first run. This run, they've added some more pathing. 20 seconds left. They're going to try and pick up that ball autonomously. Ooh, it just slides out. And as time expires, we'll be back in a few minutes with attempt number 3.
3, 2, 1, start.
My favorite team starts off their final run. Again, a programming skills run. First ball goes in, matching their 19-point score from earlier. We'll see if they can pick up that ball along the left-hand wall and improve that score. As it stands, they've already more than doubled their current skills score, going from a 32 up to a 78. And that second ball pops in. That's going to improve it even more as time expires.
2, 1, go.
And our first team up after the break is the RoboRays from Ashburn, Virginia. From Stone Hill Middle School.
What?
Looks like a programming skills run. They got their first ball in the bottom left corner, then went to the center goal, and while they were there, they de-scored 2 of the blue balls. They've got about 30 seconds left, but the robots stopped moving. I expect this is the end of their run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's done.
Oh. 2, 1.
And the RoboRays have kicked off their second autonomous skills challenge. From their discussion before this run, it sounds like they're not expecting to improve their score, but they are hoping to record a skills stop time, which can serve as a tiebreaker in the rankings later on. Looks like they've called that with 43 seconds left, so we'll take score and be back.
3, 2, 1.
And the RoboRays start their first driver skills run. They quickly scored that starting ball in the bottom left. Now they're going to work their way up the left-hand side of the field. Ball number 2 pops over the edge and in. And number 3 completes that left-hand row. Got a little bit more than half of their time left. So they start working their way across the back side of the field. They get the middle goal. Looks like things got a little bit away from them there, but they've got plenty of time to recover. The second row is completed, about 15 seconds left. We're going to go down the right-hand side of the field, it looks like.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
And that's 9. We'll take a few moments to take score and we'll be back.
3, 2, 1, go.
And the RoboRays start their second driver skills run. Quickly place in that bottom left corner, and they're going to collect red balls on their way down the left-hand side of the field. They popped 2 out there. Not sure if that's what they were trying to do, but they also de-scored a blue on their way. That's going to help their score. 1 point for the blue ball, and then potentially more if it de-scores blue rows. They've got a little bit over half of their time left. The left-hand row. Now they're going to move across the pack. Center goal is red. And the right goal, ball's up, it's in. So they've completed 2 rows there. 10 seconds left. That bottom right corner, 5 seconds. We'll see if they can get the center. It's going to be a tall task. 3, 2, 1. They run out of time. They've got one more run to try and...
3, 2, 1, go.
And the RoboRays start their third and final driver skills run of the day. Again, off to a quick start. I'm getting a bit of a hiccup there. Oop, there it goes. We lost a few seconds there through Zoom hiccup, but it looked like their intake got caught on an extra red ball down there in the bottom of the screen, and that threw them off just a little bit, but they have plenty of time to recover. As they move across that back side, it'll be interesting to see if they shift their path to try and go back and complete that row.
Okay.
Regardless, only the top score counts.
Why are you playing on the blue ball?
Few seconds left. Looks like they are shifting their strategy. 3 seconds to 1, and that is time.
3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back with our second of 3 Brooke High School teams. This is 9 AAA-B, the Berserkers, starting off with a driver skills run. Looks like that first ball might be a little bit hung up. They're trying to get it free. As they do, they line up to pick up ball number 2, drive up on top of it, goes right up into that snail shell design. About 20 seconds left on the clock. First run. We'll be back in a few minutes with
In 3, 2, 1, go.
And the Berserkers start off their third driver skills run of the afternoon. The intake or the outtake hood flipped out pretty quickly on that one. Looks like they may be having some control issues, but it's a long season, so there's plenty of time to get all of these things sorted out.
Give it a second. We don't have to left. Right, 30 seconds.
Actually, they announced last week that they're extending the season. They've pushed back the World Championship, giving more time for state championships. So the long season, even longer. Teams are going to have plenty of time to get things together. We'll be announcing more to teams soon via email.
5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Next up is Team 988C, also from Brooke High School, our third team. This is their freshman team. So a long and promising competition career ahead of them. There they go. They get that hood unfolded to try and redirect the balls as they pop out the top of the robot into those goals. Just over half of their time left. And they pop it in for some points. I think that puts them at 19, if I can do the math in my head correctly. Depends on the day sometimes.
15 seconds.
This one is on the edge of their hood. It rolls off the side, though. About 5 seconds left. We'll see if they can recover and pop into that goal as time expires.
And in 3, 2, 1, go.
And the Brooke High freshmen are back for driver skills run number 2. They put up 20 points in that first run. We had a red ball in the back goal that we missed in the first count. Looks like they're having a connection issue that's going to disrupt this attempt.
What is the fullest one? I understand why everything.
With the plus up fire.
We didn't have it. We never bought this one.
It ran a whole lot.
Using a shot of a battery in one run? That doesn't make any sense.
Alright, and in 3, 2, 1, go!
We are back for 9888C's third and final driver skills attempt of the afternoon. They get one ball in, use the second to push it through, and then they pull it back in. A very precise movement there. Looks like they're going to go for the same, but in picking up the next ball, they drop the first.
30 seconds.
Pulls this one off to the side. It looks like their hood has a couple of fangs on the edges to try and prevent that from happening, but it still managed to spin around them. 10 seconds up, they shove one of those red balls into that back corner goal, it looks like. And that is time.
3, 2, 1, go.
Our next team up is 27-183R from Ripley High School. It's the RipBotz. They quickly score their first red ball. Chase a few across the middle of the field. Looks like they use the wall to help them secure their next game piece. They're going to place that in the far left goal. Pops out just a little bit, and then they clear a blue ball out of the way. Now they move back to the middle left to try and complete the row. As they pop in a red, they try to pull out a blue, doesn't quite make it. They have another red in their possession. With about 15 seconds left, they complete the row in that back left goal. That is going to wrap up their first match.
3, 2, 1, go.
After some practice, the RipBotz are back with their next driver skills run. They quickly score that first red ball, make their way up the left side of the field. This one just pops out barely, but they're going to move on to the next corner, trying to disrupt the blue rows before worrying about completing rows of their own. Now they come back, place it on the left-hand side. This time it goes in. They're about halfway through their time as they start working their way down the row on the back side of the field. Just bounced up, still plenty of time. They descore a blue and score a red on that right center goal. Now they're going to move to the bottom corner. About 5 seconds left. I think they're going to rush back and try and hit that back goal, but time expires just before they can. We'll take
3, 2, 1, go.
And the RipBotz have kicked off their third and final driver skills run.
And work on one. No, I didn't. Yeah, it's done, John.
It looks like a 9.
3, 2, 1, go.
And the RipBotz run a quick and simple autonomous skills. Looks like
That's-
19 points.
Yes.
Yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh. Another 19-point run so far, but this time their code wants to keep on going, so we'll see if they can add more to it. Unfortunate bounce out there.
This is the one that did completely unexpected.
Oh!
Hey, one more. We got one more.
No.
But
You did?
that gives them hope to try one more programming skills run. They do have one more. We'll be back in a few seconds with the score.
3, 2, 1, go.
And the RipBotz kick off their third and final programming skills run. It looks like whatever issue was plaguing them earlier in the day has resurfaced though. So it looks like this is going to be their end of their final run. We'll take score and be back with our next team in a few minutes.
3, 2, 1, go.
And after a bit of a false start there, we have Team Qué from Huntington, West Virginia, starting off their first programming skills run of the day. They score 1 red in the center, D-score 1 blue. Looks like they might be a little bit hung up here in the bottom right corner.
It's tough.
And they are going to call it early. We'll take score and be back with the next round in just a few moments.
3, 2, 1, go.
And Team K's second robot skills run seems to be off to a solid start. Makes it further than it did before. This time, that second red ball pops up and over. Looks like they are dragging their battery. Second time we've seen that from a team today. May have thrown them off just enough, though. And it seems like they're going to call this one early as well. We'll take score and be back with their next round in just a few moments.
3, 2, 1, go.
Team Qué starts their third and final programming skills run. This one seems to be off to a pretty solid start. At the very least, they have equaled their score from their last run. Looking to add more points to it, though, only the top score counts. Looks like they're hung up in the same spot as before, though. So we'll be back with driver control in a few minutes.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Team K begins their driver skills runs following the same path as their autonomous. Quickly score the first two and descore a couple of blue balls in that bottom right corner. Now they're going to give the same treatment to the center goal. They're going to keep moving across the bottom side, picking up red balls as they go and knocking the blue out of the way. That one rolls out, but they're going to chase it down. Give it another shot. About half of their time still on the clock.
Over there. Okay, calm down.
Plenty of time left as they start making their way up the left-hand side of the field. Score red, descore blue. Plenty of time left to cap off the end of that row. Now we'll see which they choose to do with 3, 2, 1. That's the match. We'll take score and be back with their final 2 runs.
3, 2, 1, go.
Our penultimate team begins their penultimate run. I am obligated to say penultimate at least 3 times an event. Off to a smooth start. That one gets away from them, but it rolled into a position they might be able to take advantage of later. Plenty of time on the clock as they clear out that blue ball, replace it with a red. Now they're going to move to the bottom left corner, still tons of time on the clock. Score a red, descore a blue, and then pick up that ball that rolled away earlier. They're going to try and line that up on the center goal.
Alright, and then that ball right there. Be careful with the ball. Alright, nice.
Very, very smooth so far as they move along the backside. They're a little hung up on a ball, but they get free.
Right there.
Just a few seconds left. That's their run.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Team K starts off their final run of the day. Score 1 red in. It rolls around the top, but it does finally fall in. They also de-scored 2 blue. Now they're going to work their way down the bottom side. That one rolls in as well. Very good start so far. Red goes in. Don't quite get contact with those blue. About half of their time is left, and they're going to work their way up the left-hand side. The red gets away from them, but they quickly recover. The second attempt goes right in, and that first red is in a good position to score. Just rolls over the top, and they de-scored 2 blue. This is a very good run so far with 10 seconds left. Looks like they're going to go to the back right corner and try and complete their row that they started on. They're a little hung up, and it rolls in as time expires. We'll take score and be back with our next team.
2, 1, go.
We're back in Huntington for Team JAMMAZ as they start off a driver skills run. Sorry, programming skills, I misspoke. They're going to cut that one off early after a quick score. We'll be back in just a few moments with their next run.
3, 2, 1, go.
And JAMMAZ unfolds for their next programming skills attempt. Looks like after they score that first ball, they're trying to knock out the center blue to disrupt blue rows. They were just a little bit off. We'll be back with their next run in a few minutes.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, the next programming run. This time they unfold. This time they start poking that center goal. Everything lined up the way they wanted it to there.
Oh my god. I'm gonna cry.
3, 2, 1, go.
And after repairing the field, Team JAMMAZ moves over to the red side to start their driver skills runs. And quickly pop in their first preloaded red ball in that center right goal. Not sure from here if they de-scored the blue. Now they're trying to get that second red ball
40.
off their tray into the corner. It's a little bit hung up. They're going to move on, pick up another one, and try and use that to dislodge the first. A little bit high, a little bit tipped up, but they recover with about half of their time left. This time they get the ball out into the corner.
20.
Looks like they're going to move up that left-hand side. They de-score blue.
10, 9,
10 seconds left. They're
8,
taking closest
7,
goal available right
6,
now instead of
5,
completing rows,
4,
but plenty
3,
of
2,
time in the
1.
next couple of runs.
I don't think I agree with that.
3, 2, 1, go.
And after a quick reset, Team JAMMAZ is back for their next run. This time they de-score the blue on that center right goal, and the ball pops off on their second goal.
Forty. Good. 20.
All right, they pick up a second red ball, de-score all three blue in that center goal, 15 seconds.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's one run left for Team Qué.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we're underway with Team JAMMAZ's final run of the day. Ooh, they got that one in from range. Work their way across that front end of the field.
40. 30.
They're going to move on to other parts of the field after that red ball got lodged in. They're going to de-score more blue on the way.
20. Good. Okay.
Plenty of time left to score a few more points.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They can score one last blue ball as time expires. Take score and be back with our final team in just a few moments.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, and we're done.
All right, after a 28-point first run, the Minutemen of Lewis County High School are back for programming skills run number 2. Score the first ball in the top left. They're going to move their way down that left side. Seems like that sequence wasn't quite what they were looking for, but they have one more attempt. And they can still improve their score with the remainder of this first run.
Alright, we're stopped.
And they're going to end that one early. We'll be back with their next run in a few moments. All right, the Minutemen go off on their final programming skills run of the day. They still have 3 driver control skills, trying to improve on a score of 28. Seems like things are a little bit hung up. And they're going to cut that one off early. So 3 more.
3, 2, 1.
All right, and we are off with our first of 3 driver skills runs for the Minutemen. They're going to start on their way down that left side, trying to de-score blue as they score red. They end up capping with red, picking up another red on their way down to the corner. And they complete that left-hand row. Now I expect them to go across the bottom instead of working their way up, but we'll see. This time they de-score blue as they score, and they're going to try and complete that row as well. Ooh, looks like one of those blue balls got hung up in the corner, so they've moved on. 5 seconds left. Now they're going to come back and try and cap it off. 3, 2, 1. Looks like they got it in as time expired. And we're off with the penultimate run of the day. This time I used it properly. Looks like they are going to, again, focus on that top left corner and then work their way down and around. But after a little difficulty, they're going to shift their focus. They're going to try and de-score some of the blue balls in that center goal, and then cap it off with red. About halfway through their time now. After de-scoring, they're going to move their way back over to the left side of the field. They cap off that goal with red. And another. Now they're going to go to the bottom right with just a few seconds left to try and complete a row. They do. 5 seconds. We'll see if they can eke out a few more points. 3, 2, 1. That's time. Got one more run. We'll be back in
3, 2, 1.
And our final run of the day is underway at Lewis County High School, the Minutemen. Moving to that top left goal. This time the first red ball drops in. Looks like they're going to change their path. No, they are going to come down that left-hand side. I thought we might see them go around to the right first. Second ball goes in quickly. Now they line up the intake for their next game piece. Complete that left-hand row. Now they're going to move their way along the bottom of the field. This one just barely rolls out. They pick up the next ball. They're going to go back. This time it goes in. They have about 10 seconds left to try and complete the row. Looks like instead of completing the row, they're just going to disrupt the blue row. Now 3 seconds left. 2, 1. And that is time. We'll take